guys, I'm the Great Jedi and welcome back to the channel. So EA Star Wars just tweeted out saying that they're going to be releasing patch number 4, and most likely by the time you guys are seeing this video, the update will be live. So for those wondering what the update includes, we'll be going over all the patch notes in just a minute here. And I gotta be honest, they said in their tweet that this is going to be their 4th patch, which really confused me because I thought this was going to be their 2nd, and I'm trying to think back and looking to see if I missed any news for you guys, but then I read it again and start to think about it, and technically they're not wrong and I didn't miss anything. But for those that are just as confused as I was, let me explain it real fast. They're counting literal patches on different platforms at different times. So for example, that first update that I made a video on actually counts as 2, since PC got the first patch, which they're considering patch number 1, and then consoles such as PlayStation and Xbox got the 2nd patch, and that's patch number 2. And then it's the same thing with this one. They're counting their 3rd patch number 3 for consoles and their 4th patch number 4 for PC. So take that as you will. I mean, they're not wrong, but I definitely think it's kind of funny that they're labeling it as their 4th patch because it's only the 2nd update to come to the game that we're receiving. They're just separating it by platforms. And maybe they didn't think this deep into it, and I'm sure they probably didn't. I just was personally caught off guard by them saying this was patch number 4 because I thought I missed something, but then I didn't, which is good. So either way, you can look at patch number 4 in 2 different ways. It just depends on your point of view. And it's like I said, this is unnecessarily digging way more into it, but hey, this is what went through my mind as I'm reading the tweet and the patch notes. So originally I was thinking, why would they put patch number 4? Like, what's their motivation? And the only thing I could come up with is that maybe they wanted to show people how many patches they got out with this game only being out less than 2 weeks to show their hard work. But then there's that flip side of people saying it took you 4 patches to try and fix the game and it's still broken. I don't know. I haven't even tested out this new update personally, although I haven't had that many problems to begin with, so I'm sure there's still performance issues with the game at the very least, because the devs even say that they're still working on it for future patches, which is obviously good. I mean, even if you don't put that number 4 on it and you just put the number 2, which is how I think of it, it's still an overall good thing. They're trying to move forward and improve the game. Granted, it shouldn't have been launched in this state, but it is what it is, and their actions do say they're hard at work. So for those that have played after the update, let me know how your experience has been in the comments down below. Has it improved for you? Is it worse? Is it the same? Did you even have any problems to begin with? Let me know. I'm curious. Overall though, sadly, it doesn't look like this update is doing much based off of the reviews on Steam because they're not changing. It still has a ton of negative reviews and people explaining the performance issues, and this is even after the update, so these are recent experiences and reviews, not before the update. So it appears that there's still tons of people having these performance issues, which isn't good to say the least. So hopefully Respawn can continually fix these issues and get it all cranked out. I actually believe they can, but the longer they wait, the worse it's going to be. I also understand you've got to have patience so they don't make it worse, but right now it's not looking so great. This is just another one of those reasons why they should have delayed the launch, and that's coming from a guy who's having a good experience with the game. And if you're wondering why, I touch on that in this video right here, so if you're interested, link is in the description if you want to give it a watch. But as you can see, I mean, look at these reviews, and depending on when this video drops, I'll be sure to replace the footage with the most recent reviews in the editing process rather than the ones I'm looking at right now, because I'm sure this trend is just going to continue. But that's enough of me talking about the update and all my thoughts. Let's get right into patch number 4 and all of its details. So in other words, the patch notes. So across the board from consoles to PC, this is what they're fixing. Various save state errors, a streaming issue that causes more streaming scenarios to end on a black screen, an issue where one of the events did not properly activate in stone spires, an audio fix for a narrative moment when music was behaving incorrectly, lightsaber marks were not displaying correctly in some scenarios, they fixed a scenario where the player could not enter progression block state in Looker Hulk, an elevator to prevent the player from falling through it and entering a progression block state, a bug where Ravis would become unbeatable. I didn't even know that was a thing. Oh, if that happened to me, oh man, I don't even know where I'd be at mentally. A severe animation issue that would break a late game narrative sequence, a collision bug where players can get stuck inside of a meditation chamber, a note explaining that some of BD1's abilities are not available while in combat, improved text scrolling, minor text translation fixes, as well as various crash fixes. And in addition to all that, the PlayStation 5 is getting an exclusive fix where they fixed an HDR value mismatch that would cause HDR setups to display incorrectly for PlayStation 5 users. And they also have some exclusive PC fixes as well, including updated occlusion behavior for ray tracing, reducing idle time stalls, updated streaming budgets that will help alleviate traversal hitching, performance improvements for some VFX, also coming soon to console by the way, and an updated data handling when toggling ray tracing, improving non-ray trace performance. And that's going to do it for all the patch notes, but they did also confirm, like I said earlier in the video, that more work continues, and they know of some other issues that they are currently investigating and are working on future patches. And some of those issues that they know about for PC are like improving performance on newer i7 and i9 CPUs that have efficiency cores, general performance improvements to improve both CPU and GPU utilization while reducing idle time, both with and without ray tracing, which I bet you has a lot to do with a lot of the problems, and also improving some hitching, which can be attributed to streaming ray tracing data assets and a gap in our pre-built shaders, as well as overall various bug fixes and more across all platforms. So I'll be sure to be on the lookout for future patches across all platforms, and we'll let you guys know any news that comes out like always. So for all those wanting to be caught up on all things Star Wars Jedi Survivor, please consider subscribing and liking the video, only if you enjoyed of course. It's completely free, and you can unsub at any time if you don't like the featured content. And if you didn't like the video, that's cool too. Feel free to give the video a dislike, and please leave any constructive criticism in the comments for me on how I can make this content better. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and that your experiences get better with the game, and may the Force be with you always.
Hello there. You are no match for me. Your move.